let's see here. God, what were I gave the chicken cleric the magical nest of summoning chicken familiars. The party cleric worships the god of chickens, Mayhet, the plumed lady. I am not making this up.
Okay.
He brought a chicken plushie to the camp to the session.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Let's see here. I gave the goblin wizard the jug of alchemy, just
which
because.
Which he just uses that for mayonnaise now.
Yep. Pretty much, I just keep giving him random ass magical things, and I'm like, I'm waiting to see how you break the game with this. Wild magic bow tie, indestructible Burger King crown, talking Crandall doll. I want you to break the game in half with these somehow. I don't know how. I'm eager to find out. And the party bard, I gave him the magical pirate hat. When he wears it, his teeth become crooked. He sprouts a beard. He has to talk like a pirate, and he can no longer get drunk.
Oh dear.
I'm again waiting to see what he does with it. Because Star guessed it in that session. The magical thing she got was one spoiler. Everyone else.
One spoiler.
Yep. Everyone else in the party was like, well, what the hell was that? And I'm like, oh, you guys don't know. But she does.
Yep.
Oh, yes, she does.
Yep. Yuki's gonna be very confused when she gets back to the Shattered Isles.
I bet.
I had this weird dream where somebody tried to toss me out of an air balloon for eating their gelatin cube thing twice. And there was this chicken-obsessed person, and then we fought some giant entity that looked like a bunch of juice. And I was a unicorn for a bit.
That sounds amazing.
The party actually sequence broke. So it's Witchlight, but I'm also throwing random things in there, such as the Kool-Aid Man, and they're currently in the land of Thither, and there's this magical lake where they're supposed to meet a unicorn. The thing is, like, oh, you can't get to the lake unless you know how to do it. The party wizard, who is an 11-year-old goblin, did something stupid, which turned out to be precisely what they needed to get to the lake. And I'm like, God damn it, Tony. I would go into more detail, but at least part of their precise method of doing the thing is not safe for work. Suffice it to say, they successfully made themselves look like a unicorn.
Sure.
And for someone who's Lantern on Facebook, I got privy to this information, and I am glad I never have to DM for this lot.
Oh.
Whenever Raven gets a chance to read the Tonight on D&D posts from my friend, like, I can hear him deep sighing from across the Atlantic Ocean, just because of the shit that happens in my in-person campaign.
Oh, come on, you know one of the things is your complaints due to the things that they'll haunt you. It's only a matter of curing scurvy with a little lay on hands.
They were the ones who introduced that too.
And I introduced it to the server.
Yes, you did.
And now Yowza makes a point to bring that up every time he's in a stream with us.
Yep.
Ooh. That's a shotgun. Actually, no. No, sell that. That's a mortar. Don't trust myself with mortars.
Ah, the Thumper. That'll never come up in any other LPs I'm in.
Yeah, never.
Well, you know, was discussing the weapon we get in the third act in the last recording session. And usually, first fight and final boss, I usually wipe out one of my own party members with this weapon. Because this weapon keeps on going, even as it hits something.
So you're saying it's the gift that keeps on giving?
Yes.
I remember as a kid we had the demo version of Rise of the Triad, which was intended to be a sequel to Wolfenstein 3D, but wound up kind of being its own thing. And I remember playing through the demo with my brother and my sister, and we get this one gun for the first time. It's a gun called the Firebomb. Now, keep in mind, we were bad at the game, so we're like, oh boy, we don't know what this is. That is a shiny top hat.
That is the best top hat ever.
Sweet.
Cat. But
Is this a waste of money? Probably yes.
But so we're playing Rise of the Triad, and we're like, we should try this weapon out the first time we see an enemy. So we see a guy, and we're like, we better make sure this hits. So we get close, we fire the weapon. I don't know how many of you who've played Rise of the Triad, because it's an old-ass game, but the Firebomb, mostly what that does is it blows up a gigantic area. Potentially including the area you're standing in. So we instantly died. It was great.
I mean, if you take into account the countless times I died in RPGs in general because of a dumb thing I did, you know, like, I'm pretty sure everyone in Breath of the Wild died from the first tower because everyone fell to their death.
Oh yeah, everybody tries that at least once. I've barely played Breath of the Wild, and I tried that.
Or in my case, it's go talk to the frost giants as soon as you leave the prison in Skyrim.
Maybe they'll be friendly.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
My cousin's current stream series is Morrowind, but he has a bunch of mods plugged in. So what he has nicknamed this series is Naked Maniac Terrorizes the Continent. He has no equipment. He is punching everything. I think he's affectionately named the character something like Fisty McFisterson or something.
Okay, he brought his stuff. Here's a top hat. Do we have any other types of top hats?
The cat one looks kind of like a top hat. Lassie.
Oh, that's ugly. Sorry.
Okay, this should be a more challenging mission.
Adventure!
Oh shit.
Oh, it's this one.
Oh, is it like a God, I'm trying to think of the best. Like it's kind of like a gauntlet thing. Go as far as you can and get rewards based on how well you do.
Yeah.
It's Hades?
That's called a roguelite.
Sir, your helmet is classy and I want it.
Thing is, we've already got it.
Okay.
And we don't need it.
Your helmet. Hand it over.
Give me your hat, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Your property is now my property.
Do you have a flag?
Why would I?
Mm.
I am no patriot. Sorry, that was a bad one.
The problem with bringing a new party member, you have to level them up.
Yeah.
Oh no, not that kind of crap.
But what if we put them in the box?
The
Well,
box of shame.
When we put them in the box, it means they've been blown up.
It is the box of shame.
What if we put them in there? What if it's that they have a night in the box breaking rocks?
uh,
I feel somebody's been referenced that I don't understand.
Cuphead Season 2.
What series 2?
Cuphead.
Oh.
Yeah, Star and I watched that while she was visiting me, and I feel like it takes a little bit more notes from Ren and Stimpy. Like it was definitely more deranged than season 1 was, but it was still a lot of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. I think the devil is still our favorite.
The devil is pretty great.
Also, the amount of people simping for Calamaria in that show.
I'm just saying I hate that term. There are pre-existing terms as like they're crossing, they're drooling over, they're lusting over. But then we get this stupid term.
Wait, which one? Sorry.
Simping.
Then we possibly only got half a dozen terms which are quite adequate in themselves.
I think, like, simping has a nuance to swooning or drooling over. Like, simping implies, something a lot more deranged than just drooling over someone.
God damn it, it's still alive. Oh, yes, you. And then we have terms like obsessed. Let's just put it down to I'm old. I was sick of the slang from pretty much my own generation. I just got no place for the modern lot.
I mean, no, I get that. Slang is ever changing, and like the other day, because my mother got a. How do you say that? She replaced her car beginning of last month. for basically the same car but bigger and more recent.
Okay.
Okay.
She was getting like to the engine had basically like she was close to 300 kilometers after 40 years.
Okay.
So yeah, it was time to change it. And so we go to the at some point we go to the supermarket to do like grocery shopping every week. And we're done with the groceries, we're driving home, we pass by a group of teenagers, high schoolers, I think. God, I can't tell anymore. And
Young people.
yeah, young people. And they go, oh, look at that bastard car. And in French young slang, that's just a way to it's just a way to say, damn, it's looking pretty cool. But my mom was ready to get out of the car and give them a piece of her mind, and we were like, Mom, it's a compliment. So yeah, slang is ever changing with each generation, and sometimes it's hard to keep up.
And then you get that mixture of like, are they actually complimenting or are they actually being jerks?
Oh, you mean the backhanded? That's another thing entirely. No, the worst I think someone can do is the sandwich. Like when you put either it's an insult between two compliments or a compliment between two insults. Like I think that's the worst way you can talk to someone.
Yeah.
It's ironic considering we had to learn how to talk that way in one of my public speaking classes.
I think there's a difference between if you're talking to one singular person or if you're talking to an audience. Because, like, sandwiching, where you're trying to do a performance, especially as a... how do you call it? Like, how do you call someone who does humor as a performance?
Comedian.
Humorist?
Comedian, stand-up comedy.
Okay, stand-up comedy. I wasn't sure because we have that term in French, which is humoriste, which basically means someone who does humor. So yeah, like, if you're doing stand-up comedy, then sandwiching can actually be a method of storytelling. But if you're talking to a singular person, it doesn't work that well.
That just reminds me of one character from Thimbleweed Park, which I'm hoping to LP with the crew at some point. We have one character. Don't remember the name, but they are an insult clown, and their language is foul. To the point you had to buy a bit of DLC to uncensor what they're saying. Oh, God.
So it's like Jimmy's son with the Tourette's and the Sam and Max Telltale games.
Hmm.
It took me a minute to remember what you were talking about, but...
For a moment there, I thought you were referencing South Park.
Sam and Max.
I've always been kind of like Sam and Max has always been the less liked LucasArts to me, because first of all, I don't wait the rabbit. It's Max, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Max is very uncanny to me. Despite all the rudeness and all, and the passiveness of Sam is... I understand it's a character dynamic, but I feel like it's been pushed to the extreme with those two, and it's more uncanny to me than actually funny.
Yeah? Oh,
In
no.
in some of the games, you get to see what happens when Max is not around for Sam. You may think that, like, oh, Sam's the softie and Max is the crazy one who does violent things, and Sam's just like, oh, you card. Max is actually the morality chain that keeps Sam from going off the edge. Sam without Max is terrifying.
Ah. Interesting.
Yeah, it comes up in Devil's Toy Box a couple of times. Actually, when I went through Surat's LP of Devil's Toy Box, I was really sad by the end of it because of things that happen.
Huh. But yeah, there's also a whole thing about character design is very important, and the uncanniness of Max's design really puts me off for for pretty much all of its interactions.
Like, it's a very minimalist design because it was designed by a child originally. It was
I don't know. Go on.
Like the guy who created the Sam and Max comics, like Sam and Max were originally drawn by his brother, and he just kept adding like offensive dialogue to it, and finally his brother was like, you know what, you can keep those characters, you ruined them.
I don't know. It's maybe just the smile, honestly,
Yeah.
but it just feels very jarring to me.
Yeah, and I think that is partially by design.
And that means it's a good character design.
Yep.